How difficult is it to be an ordinary person? Is it so difficult that one cannot complete a whole class quietly? In the classroom, one twitches and trembles, occasionally emitting strange cries, which provoke a round of mockery from classmates. Yet, all of this is beyond one's control. In that era of medical backwardness, no one was willing to believe that Brad was a pitiful boy afflicted with a peculiar illness. The teacher believed he intentionally disrupted the classroom order, and his peers isolated and ostracized him. Even his own biological father despised him and chose to distance himself. On that day, the teacher couldn't bear it any longer, summoned him to the principal's office, and brought his mother along. After a heated argument, Brad's mother couldn't tolerate the school's special treatment of her son, so she withdrew him from school and took him to see a doctor. However, after a series of inquiries, the doctor ultimately gave the verdict that Brad needed love and care, and that was why he purposely exhibited peculiar behavior. If the entire world abandons you and fails to understand you, there will surely be at least one person who unconditionally believes in you, and that is the mother. Brad's mother searched through numerous books, and finally, in an ancient medical tome, she discovered that Brad had a peculiar ailment called Tourette syndrome. Excitedly, she brought the book to the doctor again, who admitted his misdiagnosis. But this revelation dealt a severe blow to the mother and son. The disease had no cure. Fate played a colossal joke on Brad, but he and his mother did not succumb to it. His mother took him to attend a special gathering, where everyone there, just like Brad, suffered from TS. However, their symptoms were not uniform. Some would stomp their feet, others would jerk their necks, or cough incessantly. Initially, the mother hoped Brad would interact more with these individuals who shared the same affliction, to learn about their daily lives. However, these people harbored too much negativity. They were either complaining about societal unfairness or grumbling about how others viewed them with strange gazes. Some even advised Brad's mother to confine him at home, forbidding him from attending school. Swiftly, the mother took Brad away from the gathering. On the way back, she apologized to Brad, stating that she shouldn't have brought him there. However, Brad replied,
"I don't want to forget this, Mom. These people let Tourette's win. I'm never gonna do that."
Soon enough, the mother found a new secondary school for Brad. Just when Brad thought everyone would continue to regard him with the same peculiar gaze as before, the appearance of a man unexpectedly changed his life. An enchanting and tranquil concert, where a boy repeatedly emitted peculiar cries and made strange gestures, capturing the attention of the entire audience, rendering the concert unable to proceed. The principal called the boy to the stage, as if the boy knew what was about to happen. It's just complaining and insulting. After all, he had grown accustomed to enduring various grievances from childhood to adolescence. However, what surprised him was that, upon reaching the stage, the principal did not reprimand him harshly, but instead asked Brad to articulate the reasons behind his peculiar behavior and his inner thoughts. For the first time in his life, Brad spoke his mind.
Do you like making noises and upsetting people, Brad?
No, sir.
Then why do you do it?
What? Because I have Tourette's syndrome.
But you could control it if you wanted to, right?
No, sir. It's a sickness.
Well, why can't you just get cured?
There isn't any cure.
What can we do to help you, Brad?
I just want to be treated like everybody else.
Joe. Listen.
Yet on the way back, he involuntarily emitted strange cries, yet this time, it didn't provoke the usual mockery from his classmates. Instead, it was a thunderous applause. Perhaps encouragement, perhaps understanding, perhaps respect. Amidst the continuous applause, intertwined with so many emotions, Brad, for the first time, felt respected. He glanced back at the principal standing on the stage. It was this man who inspired him to aspire to become a teacher in the future. Time passed quickly, and in the blink of an eye, Brad transformed from a peculiar behaving young boy to a peculiar behaving young man. His peculiar behavior would be remembered by many, but what people would never forget was his unique smile, as if no difficulty could ever defeat him. Today marked his 24th unsuccessful job application, for no school would hire a teacher who continuously emitted peculiar cries in the classroom. Some schools would politely decline, while others would even mock him as disabled. Endless applications, endless rejections. Even his own father believed he shouldn't pursue his dream of becoming a teacher, but instead find a job at a construction site where his peculiar cries would not be detested. He completely broke down, hiding in the car, wailing and sobbing. as if to release all the years of suppressed unpleasantness. His innate defects made his path more arduous than that of ordinary individuals. Yet he never gave up. On his 25th job application, he candidly informed the principal interviewing him about his Tourette syndrome, asserting that TS was his greatest teacher, and he wished to educate children to be their authentic selves, to never give up regardless of the challenges they encountered. After more than 2 hours of discussion, he finally became the second-grade teacher at this school. He was overwhelmed with excitement, having prepared a welcoming gift for the children 3 days in advance, filled with confidence to greet his first batch of students. However, these children were all transferred from other classes, as other teachers naturally assigned the mischievous and unruly ones elsewhere. During the first class, some children mocked him, and some even showed disrespect. Nevertheless, he maintained a smile and patiently educated the children, until the day when a little girl's mother revealed a secret to him. She was the most obedient girl in the class. Yet strangely, her hair was thinning day by day. Brad also noticed that something was amiss. Coincidentally, on that day, the girl's mother found Brad. It turned out the little girl had an incurable disease, and the chemotherapy was causing her hair to thin. At the same time, she hoped Brad would keep the secret, not to let other classmates know. From that day onward, Brad paid closer attention to this adorable and optimistic little girl. Thanksgiving was approaching, and the little girl expressed her greatest fear was seeing her family secretly wiping away tears. However, just a few days later, due to her deteriorating condition, she could no longer attend class. Brad mobilized his classmates to create blessing cards for the little girl, but ultimately, she couldn't hold on any longer. On the day of the memorial service, Brad organized the orderly entry of the children. Yet he himself did not enter the memorial hall. He feared that his peculiar behavior would disturb everyone. He paused at the entrance, tears filling his eyes. Just as he turned to leave, the girl's mother pushed open the door and called out to Brad. She said,
"You made such a huge difference in Heather's life. You were her favorite teacher. Please don't leave without saying goodbye to her."
Thus, with tears in his eyes and peculiar cries, Brad entered the memorial service. However, not a single person present despised him, for everyone knew that this peculiar teacher had accompanied the girl on her final journey, bringing warmth to her last moments. Due to his unique upbringing and experiences, Brad could better understand the delicate and sensitive hearts of the children, faced with different children in his class. He showed respect and offered silent care. Through his own story, he let the children feel the importance of never giving up on their dreams. Meanwhile, Brad also found another kind of success in his life. He encountered his true love, a remarkable and captivating girlfriend who shared his aspirations. Gradually, Brad also reconciled with his father. In the end, Brad was selected as the best teacher of the year at the award ceremony. And on that evening, he, as usual, emitted peculiar cries on stage. He stated that his TS was his best teacher. Just as he was about to answer what TS had taught him, one of his students raised their hand and answered on his behalf.
Yes, Galen.
You learn to keep going.
Eli?
You learn not to let it stop you.
Yes, Thomas.
You learn not to let it win.
In a tender voice, speaking the most genuine words, asserting that encouragement held more power than harshness in helping others. What TS had taught him, he, in turn, taught his students.